Hi everybody, welcome to Popdust Presents. I'm your host, Brent Butler, and I'm here with chart-topping, multi-platinum, incredible singer-songwriter Sara Evans.
Thank you.
Woo!
That was a great intro.
Thank you.
And chart-topping is like a tongue twister. Say that 5 times.
Chart-topping.
It's actually not that hard.
I can't. And now, well, yeah, it's. Well, now that I can't do
Tart
it, now she's like,
chopping.
it's actually not that hard. So yeah, oh my heavens, it's Sara Evans, and she's on Popdust today. I'm super excited. I'm gonna list a few facts, and you can tell me if they're true or false.
Oh, I love stuff like this. Okay.
Yes. You had, or you have a new LP, which that's music industry talk for album, and that it's called Words.
Yes, that is true.
Plural. But there's also music
Not
on it.
word.
Not like word up.
Right,
You know what
it's
I mean?
words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that came out this past summer, correct?
False.
Oh!
I think it's been more recent, but I don't know. What month is it? I think it came out in September, maybe. Whatever.
That counts as summer in my book, as long
Yeah.
as it's before September 21st.
It feels like
The
summer
equinox.
now in New York.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Do not tell anybody, 'cause if the man finds out, you know what I mean, it's gonna
They're
be
gonna cool it
snowy.
down, yeah.
No, I can't have it. Can't have it. But you are visiting from Georgia,
Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh, am I supposed to keep saying true or false? Oh, yeah.
Oh
false.
yeah, I forgot. I'm
False.
testing you. I didn't have my facts wrong.
I'm originally from Missouri. I grew up on a farm in Missouri, right in the middle of the state, and almost my whole family still lives there. I have 6 siblings. And then I moved to Nashville with my older brother Matt when I was 20 to try to get a record deal, because I grew up on stage. I've been singing country music since I was 4, and pop music and all kinds of music, but primarily country. And so I got my record deal with RCA, and I lived in Nashville forever. And then 10 years ago, I got married, and I moved to Birmingham, Alabama, because that's where my husband is from.
Fantastic. And a historic city, and you're still kind of nearby Nashville, at least in my head.
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours.
That's nothing.
It's
I spend
nothing.
that much time on the subway every day.
Do you really?
You know what? I black out a little bit,
Yeah.
and then somebody wakes me up at the last stop.
Right.
Wow. Just kick me off.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, no, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. But moving on
Get a
back
driver.
I should get a driver. And you know what? Let's talk to RCA about that.
Well, I'm no longer with RCA,
Oh,
so that is false.
okay.
Another false statement.
Yikes.
I opened, well, I don't know if the word is open, but I started my own record label called Born to Fly Records, and that is what I released Words on, my current LP.
And speaking of the current LP and Born to Fly Records, Born to Fly was one of the main singles on there that did quite well.
Yes, it was, let's see, I think it was my 3rd #1 or something like that, but it was
Hard to keep track of.
It was a song that was really important, not just #1, but it kind of changed the course of my career.
Wow.
And it's a song that I wrote about growing up on a farm in Missouri and dreaming of the big time. One day being, and doing things like this right here,
This is how
tonight,
you
right
made
now.
it. This is it. Those #1 singles. And now you're on the Popdust couch. So,
I'm
mean,
pinching myself.
you're going to be a star, kid.
Literally.
You sure are, yeah. So Born to Fly, there's a few other big hits on there, and this is not your first time at the top of the charts, but the album itself, I think, actually debuted at #1
It did.
on the country music charts, so congrats on that.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. And right now, you're doing a quick stop in New York, but you're on tour. It's a Christmas tour.
So about 4 years ago, we started doing a Christmas tour every December, and it's been so fun, and it completely gets us in the Christmas spirit and helps me make enough money to buy gifts for Santa to give to my children. because I have 3 kids and my husband has 4 kids. So we have a blended Brady Bunch family of 7 kids.
And you're one of 6 siblings.
I'm one of 7 myself.
Whoa.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
And there's 7 total between you and your husband.
Yes, I have 3 and he has 4. So, and then 2 years ago, we decided let's make a Christmas album since we've, been enjoying and gotten into the routine of doing this Christmas tour. And so I released my first ever Christmas album 2 years ago, and it's called At Christmas, and that's an original song that was written by my friend Shane Stevens. But it sounds like a classic Christmas song. You'll love it when you hear it.
I'm very excited. The Christmas music, we're starting to get into the zone now, and so that's perfect. At Christmas, check it out.
At Christmas, and the best track on that Christmas LP is "Oh Holy Night." Like I literally sang my heart out. These earrings are bothering me. Like every time I turn, the earring gets caught and it traps me. Like
I take mine off.
It's annoying
for the interview. Yeah, I feel you.
I'm just not gonna look all the way.
So Oh Holy Night.
Oh Holy Night.
Super.
And we
awesome
also
addition
have it
to
in the Christmas show, our live show, which we are on that tour right now. So tomorrow night I will get on the bus to go to Pennsylvania, and we have a set of 3 shows.
Now, what can people expect from the live show?
I have an incredible band. I've always prided myself on having like the best musicians on stage with me at all times, and I expect perfection out of them, and they deliver. And I'm a perfectionist myself, and I'm so particular about our live show, and that I always want to sound better on the live shows than I do on my records. And so that's a big area of importance for me. And I've never been one to like do a ton of production and over the top, like dancers and stuff like that. It's just great music. And my brother Matt, who I mentioned earlier that I moved to Nashville with when I was 20, is my bass player, and he is our band leader.
Cool.
So he hires and fires the musicians. Very little firing because they're all so great. So to answer your question, what should we expect from the show? I think it's just like our shows are so intimate, and even if we're playing a huge venue, by the time we're halfway through the show, it feels like the crowd and I and the band are all one, and we're having this experience together. And I love, looking out and seeing people crying, and like there's a song that I have called A Little Bit Stronger, and everybody calls it their breakup song, their divorce song, and the best feeling in the world is when I look out and I see like friends like holding on to their girlfriends, and their girlfriends are just bawling, crying, and I'm like,
that makes me feel good too.
Yeah, I love it. I love to see people in misery.
Yeah, mass crying always just it's what I do it for.
Absolutely. And my sister Leslie is my harmony singer, so she's And then my brother's wife, Kaylin Evans, does my hair and makeup and wardrobe. So it's like a big family.
Yeah.
My drummer has been with me for 19 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of my guitar players, 12 years, I think. My bus driver has been with me 13 years. So
now, do you think that's a Nashville thing that you were able to connect with all these people, other than the family ties, but just musicians that are that dedicated? And that you're able to stick with them, or what do you attribute that to?
I think so. I mean, the great thing about the country industry is that we kind of tour year round, and Nashville is so centrally located, so it's easy to go in and out. And so, and country artists, especially the females, we all have kids, and my kids used to go everywhere with me. Like they would have been, right here in this room with me in the past. But then as they get older and they, one is in high school and 2 are in junior high, they play sports and they have social lives and all that. So it's hard to get them to come out. Yeah. And so I try to primarily tour on weekends and in the summertime so that I'm not away from them, or that they can come with me.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. You gotta if you have kids and you make them come to the shows, That's a good trick to get more audience members too. I need to think about that.
Exactly. Well, they don't ever get off the bus. They don't watch my shows anymore.
Kids
They're
these
so
days.
over it. I mean, it's really hilarious. Like, my husband doesn't even really watch the shows anymore. Unless we have like a new set, we've got a new encore and everybody's excited about it. But other than that, they, I will be like leaving the bus to go to the stage and bye, I love you. And, they're like watching whatever. And then I come back and they're like, oh, is the show over? They just.
They grew up around it, like, so.
It's so
in
second
the business.
nature.
Yeah.
And they're all musicians themselves. So.
Wow.
Yeah, my son Avery is 18.
Are they on the album at all?
My daughter Olivia sings on a song called Marquee Sign.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one. There's a video for that one.
Yes, there's a video, and she was in the studio with me, and I forgot to put these O's on the end, and I was sick. I was just getting over the flu, and I was like, Libby, run in there and put those O's on. And she was like, what? The producer's here and the engineer's here, and she was a little bit intimidated, and I'm like, just go. So it's sort of like I was telling her to go clean her room.
Yeah.
I'm like, just go. And so she goes in and gets on the mic, and she's like, okay, Mama, what do you want me to do? And I said, just do like the Beyonce stuff that you like to do. She's such a better singer at 14 than I was at 14. And so when you listen to it after this interview, you'll hear Olivia. Her name is Olivia Evans, and she's a great singer. But my son Avery wants to go to Berklee School of Music, and he plays guitar and drums and
Do you think that they're going to team up like you and your brother did?
I hope so. She says she's going to follow him, and they're the exact age difference as my brother and I. And Avery is just as mean to Olivia as my brother was to me when we were growing up.
It's a sign of success.
But then it flipped, and now I'm his boss, and so that's what I keep reminding Olivia.
Ultimate revenge. Yeah, just stick with it. And then, so for the set for the Christmas tour, do you sort of work the hits that everybody knows in with the different Christmas songs?
Yes, we do a section of normal songs, and then a section of Christmas, and I talk a little bit, and then a section of normal, and a couple of new songs from the new record, of course. And then we end with our encore, which is Words, the title track. And then we also do Shut Up and Dance With Me.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's so fun.
That sounds like a fun time. And thinking about what's ahead for you, I think you mentioned touring all year round, and I think there's already a tour planned this spring. The 4th annual CMT Next Women of Country tour.
Totally psyched and so proud to be headlining that tour. Country music has changed a lot in the last 5 years, and it's very male dominated, and really frustrating because like when I first came onto the scene, it was, not, if it wasn't dominated by women, it was definitely half and half.
Interesting.
And it just, I don't know, I think the country genre has gotten way too narrow, and too many men who sound alike that, sing songs that are about the same thing. And so there's this big push that I'm so proud to be a part of to, get women back on country radio and, in front of these big audiences.
Who were some of the people that inspired you?
Well, I grew up, my parents started us singing in country cover bands, like literally when I was 4. It's crazy now that I look back on it. So by the time I was 7 or 8 years old, I was singing in bars on weekends, like the local or the Eagles Lodge, or we would do rodeos. And so my mother would have me learn all the popular like top 40 country songs. So she had a great, mind for that kind of business. And both of my parents can sing, and but they've never done it. They're way too shy to ever sing in front of anybody, but they both have musical talent. So my mom would always, know exactly which songs I should learn. And so it was a lot of Reba McEntire, Barbara Mandrell, Crystal Gale, the Judds. But Reba was my favorite by far. I absolutely idolized her, and she was just so different and so unique, and her voice was like nobody else, and she chose the best songs. And to this day, every time I see Reba, I become an idiot. I'll never get over it.
She had a fun TV show for a while too, right?
Very funny too.
Yeah.
Did you think? I mean, it was really actually funny.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think you'll do a sitcom?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think I am a sitcom. And, but yeah, I have so many things that I want to do after my youngest child graduates high school, which she is in 7th grade. But I just feel like it's hard to, commit to anything that would be like in New York or LA, and have to be away from them. So
True.
Yeah.
They don't not a lot of television production now in Nashville. You could do like a reality show.
There is in Atlanta
about taking care of the family and writing country hits.
Yeah, I love that idea and that concept, and I would definitely do it. But I would have to find the right fit, because so many networks want drama. Like they want you to create things that are false, instead of just letting it play out as it will, because there will be drama. But
yeah, well, you could have you're with your daughter and you're like, get in there and put those O's on it. She's like, Mom,
exactly.
I don't want to. I'm Snapchatting.
Right.
And then you have to, but just ratchet it up like a little bit.
Well, the problem is,
you gotta throw wine at her.
Yeah. Well, if she disrespected me, I would smack the hell out of her. Yep. And then I don't know if we can show that on TV, because it's like child abuse.
I'm not sure where, I mean,
my kids are very afraid of me. I mean, in a good way. Like they know not to cross me, and I will only take so much. Especially my oldest too. My 12-year-old is she's really, really brave, and she's addicted to Snapchat.
And I mean,
I don't even think she knows when I'm in the room. Like I literally pick her up from school and she gets in, and I mean, it's just their thing, like her friend group. That's all they do.
Snapping at each other all day.
And it's hard to know how much to like bitch at her about it, like.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, because it's like
she enjoys it,
and that wasn't even a thing previously. So it's hard to be like, well, when I was a kid, I only spent this many. It's like, what is the etiquette? I don't know.
We don't know.
What is the impact of all this?
Yeah, I think you just have to monitor how their hearts are overall, and if they seem to be doing well and they're happy and not, when I spend too much time on my phone, and I'm sure everybody's this way, but I literally will look up and just be like, where have I been and what's been going on, because I've been on my phone for too long.
That's what I do at parties and things. Like social anxiety. I'm just sort of like, I need to really look at my Instagram and like back everybody that's ever liked a picture of me. Which we got to get some Instagram pics later,
Yeah, we do.
That's what I do it for. Dan's making some hand signals.
We should say that this is not a scripted show.
I disagree. We've been rehearsing for hours.
Yeah, well, and we email back and forth for days.
Yeah, we've been Snapchatting our lines at each other.
Yeah.
So for you to come in here and say it's not scripted.